guys, how are you doing? It is my hope that you are well. Yes, I've been fine. I know it's been a while. How is your year? I hope that your year 2025 has been well and the Lord has been protecting you. On my side, I'm fine and I thank God for everything that He has done for me. I thank Him for every opportunity that He has given me. Even coming here on the Vima show, guys, it's not, I don't take it for granted. I just know that it's just by the grace of God. And so thank you so much for always watching our content. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for supporting our work because it means a lot. The other day I told you that it really means a lot because it takes a whole team, it takes a lot of time, a lot of dedication, a lot of sacrifice, for us to bring you a video every time. And the only thing you can do for us is only subscribing, it's only sharing with your friends and supporting our work. But I am not complaining. Thank you so much for everything. Just watching our one video and giving me feedback and telling me that you've been blessed, that you've been rather encouraged and inspired. It means a lot. And so this year I told you that it's a new year. It's a year of just great things in our lives. It's a year that I'm really expectant of the Lord, the things that He's going to do for us. And just stay tuned. This year I'm going to bring you amazing content, new stuff. I've been thinking because most of you have been asking me, or rather we do most of the marriage shows, and I've been thinking of even bringing couples. You can even comment. Do you think that you can bring couples on the show? They share their dating stories, they share their experiences, they share how marriage has been so far. If you have a couple that you would like me to host also, feel free to comment on the comment section. Tell us, who do you want us to bring on the show? Someone, maybe a couple that inspires you, a young couple, older couple. We are going to be mixing them because of, the longer you are in these, the longer, or rather the more experience you have. So if you are there, you are a couple with your partner and you feel that you also want us to host you on the Vima show, feel free to comment on the comment section or rather inbox me, and I'm going to be glad to host you because this year is going to be a year of us ensuring that our marriages are working by the grace of God. Remember, I told you that marriage is work, and marriage works with God. So as long as you involve God, as long as you are there praying and trusting in Him in everything, even if challenges come, you're going to overcome as a team. You're going to overcome as a family. Yes, and so today I am just alone on the show. I feel that I need to just start the year because this is now the year, the first video of the year. I just feel that I can just touch on marriage a bit, touch on, of course, not marriage per se, but a relationship. And there's a question that I've been asked a lot of time, and someone was asking me, in fact it's several people, they were asking me like, now that you've gotten married, you have of course a few years of experience, how did you know that that person was the one? And that is the question I want to answer in this episode. How do you know that that is the one? How do you know that is my partner? How do you know that will be your wife? How do you know that will be your husband? Because there are so many things, and here I always told you that we always touch on the Christian point of view. What is the word saying about that? Because every answer that you have, every question that you have, the answer is in the Bible. Yes, the answer is in the Bible. So what is God saying about that? How do you confirm that this man is my husband? How do you confirm that this lady is my wife? Yes, because there are so many stories we've had. There are so many even stories in the Bible we've read, and I was just trying to think of that story of Rebecca and Isaac in the Bible. That is in the book of Genesis. Isaac was told by the father to go and get a wife from it's the kinsmen, that is the people he was related to. And when he went there, I found Rebecca. Of course, I found Rebecca, and of course now Rebecca was willing to go. There was that servant who was sent, and Rebecca was willing to go with him. There are so many things. There are so many green lights. In fact, today it's like I'm focusing on the green lights that can show that this is the real person. This is now the person I'm supposed to walk with. Remember, you are making a decision to walk with a person for the rest of your life. Yes, You are committing your life to someone. Because even the word says that when after you get married, you become, or rather you become part of him, you become one. Yes, so this is someone you're going to commit yourself to for the rest of your life. That's why I always tell you, be very careful before you make that decision. Make sure that you have the discernment, make sure that you feel it, the conviction is in you, and so let's get into the topic of the day without much ado, because I know most of you are yearning to hear those points. Yes, and I don't know whether you've ever heard of such a topic being discussed somewhere, but my points, I've just done a lot of research. Of course, asked so many couple. Of course, I always ask the couple on the show, like what made them know that those people are the ones. So I've, of course, captured some of the few points that they gave out from the show, and I hope you're going to learn from them. And so the first thing is, how do you, of course, that is the question. Let me repeat for someone who was not there beginning of the session. How do you know that that person is the one? Or rather, what are some of the ways that God will confirm that is the person that you're supposed to be? And the first one that I wrote down for you, it is, you learn, make sure that you learn to listen the voice of God. You have to learn to listen to the voice of God, because he will always communicate. There will always be that still voice telling you, this is the one. There will be that still voice, and we call it the voice of the Holy Spirit. It will always be there, because I'm expecting this is something that you've been praying for. This is something that you've been trusting God for to do. And so if someone has come, because definitely, mostly for the men you are going to find. The word says you go and find. For the ladies, you wait to be found. Yes? So if you've been trusting God for that person, when they come, there will always be that still voice of God trying to tell you that this is the way, go in it, this is the way, this is the person, you can choose them, this is the person. So always learn to listen. When you listen to the voice of God, he will always communicate and tell you that this is the right way to follow, so you can follow it. And then another thing, it is that God will always confirm that by trying, he will always try to connect your minds, he will try to connect your soul, your spirit, and even your will. What do I mean there? It will always, your thinking will always be the same. If you can, for those who are married, for those who are already dating, how did you know that person was the one? You will always speak the same mind. You'll always have same ideals, yes? Or rather, your points will always, they will always align, yes? Your points will always, they will always connect. If maybe your plan, what is your future plan? And how do you know this? You always discuss your plans. What is your future like? What are you aspiring that your future is going to be? And when they are sharing, you'll find that, hey, your dream is almost as the same with mine. Whatever you are thinking is what I'm thinking, And that is one of the ways you can know that, anyway, this is the person that I'm supposed to spend the rest of my life with. Okay? Because I've always told you, always put God first. Put God first. As before you make that decision, make sure that you are guided by God. Another one, he will always ensure that your partner will be everything that you prayed for. Yes, if God will always make sure that your partner, that the man that comes, the lady that comes your way, is the spouse, is the partner that you've been praying for. When you check on your prayer list, it will always be, anyway, it will always, atakama si 100%, it will fit, they will fit even 80% or 90%, yes? And in fact, that person atakuwa na more points compared to the other, the pursuers who are pursuing you. He will always, or she will always have more points than the others. So God will always make sure that according to your prayer list, that person will have more points compared to the others. Meaning that it will be like answered prayers. Sometimes, I don't know whether you do that when you are dating, or when, for those who are in marriage already, did you do that? When you came across a person and maybe they are pursuing you, did you go and try to tick, yes, is this, is not this? you are trying to outweigh. I know that is what we always do. Yes, you are trying to outweigh. Are they of course maybe around 70%? Are they around 80%? And am I looking for 90%? Because let me tell you, 100% is something that cannot happen, by the way. That will be a topic for another day, but let me just try to tell you that you'll never get a person who is perfect. And when we talk about being perfect, it is being 100%. Maybe you are looking for someone who is financially stable. They are, those points that you have, there will never be a person who is 100%. Always leave room for improvement, okay? And now my point is that God will always make sure that that person, when they come, they will always have many points on your prayer list. Another thing is God will place your partner where you can find them. What does that mean? He will always position that partner in a place that you'll know, and this is God. He will always make you to meet in such situations that you will be in future saying that if it were not for God, we would not have met here. Yes, He will always position that partner in a divine way. Our God is a work of divine things, and He will always make sure that He positions that person such that you're going to meet in that divine way. How do we? In fact, sometimes there are some couples that have asked the question and they cannot even tell, whether to meet or happy, that they are trying to recall, where did we exactly meet? Because it was a divine meeting. It was a divine encounter. And when you meet that person, you'll just know that this is not my working, but it is the working of God. Yes. Another thing is God will make sure that that person's dream will align with yours. It can be a dream, it can be dreams, it can be your visions that you have, your plans for the future. God will always make sure that your partner's plans will align with yours. I've told you, when you meet this person, before you commit to them fully, always make sure that you know their dreams, make sure you know their vision. And then after that, you're going to learn that, anyway, my plans align with his. My plans align with hers. And so I can make a decision to work with this person because we are going to go the same direction. Yes? And even the Bible says that two cannot go unless they agree. Yes? So you have to agree and then you walk the journey together. Another one is you are going to be at peace as you fully commit to them. That is another thing. Before you make that decision that, yes, I'm going to marry you, yes, I'm going to settle with you, you are going to be at peace. Kuna that peace that comes. Even you as the guy, when you're going to ask that lady to marry you, there's that peace, that conviction, that peace that comes when you feel something, when you think about her and you feel that this woman can be the mother to my kids, this woman can be my helper in future. Yes, they can be or rather they can be the ones who are carrying, they are helping me. And now we see that when you have that peace, it's a confirmation that this person, Enyewe, is the one that God made for me. Another one is they will choose you. They will always choose you. That is another confirmation. There are many times when you go to a lady, you approach a lady, yes, and then they say no. Sometimes you feel, I don't have to go back again. I don't have to go back, yes, and maybe tell them, try to persuade them. Sometimes when you get the one, they will just tell you yes, and it flows. If I don't know whether you've heard such, you can even give me your comments, guys. Have you ever gone to a lady and then they said yes? The reason as to why I'm saying you go to a lady, but now I know most of the people are saying, other people say that the lady can go to the man. I don't know. What do you think, guys? And if you go to that lady and you ask them, they are going to choose you. They will always choose you. As for the case of Rebecca, I've told you, you can read Genesis chapter 24. You're going to see that she said, yes, I will go. And that was a confirmation. That was a confirmation that this thing was predestined by God. This marriage God was in the plan, and it was the plan of God for them to be a couple. Yes? So make sure that person chooses you, and by so doing, or rather by confirming that way, that's a confirmation that it's really the plan of God. And then the last one, on my points for because I want now to conclude the show, it is your partner will be willing. There will be that willingness. That willingness is something that you need to consider. Don't push anyone to marry you. Don't be pushed by anyone to be married by them. Let it be from your heart. Let it be from your own will. Make a decision, because marriage is a decision. You choose to marry the person that you want. Yes? So always make sure that there is willingness, because willingness is a confirmation that this thing was made to work this way. And when you do that, it's going to help you. It's even going to help your partner, because you're not going to haitakuwa ni kama mzigo. It's going to be something light in your heart. It's just going to be smooth along the way. If maybe you're going to be dating, you're going to get into that marriage, it's going to be out of your own will. It's not that someone pushed you. It's not that someone tried to really hard to convince you, because it's going to work. Yes, guys, and so thank you so much for watching. Thank you for staying tuned. I know it has been a short video, but I just wanted to remind you, for those who are single, you are not going to be single for a long time. Your time is coming. Trust in God. Continue watching out for the green flags that I've given you in on the show. May the Lord bless you until the next video. Thank you so much. Ooh.